As you already know, Verdansk is back inside Warzone, and in this video we're going to be going over what is the 5 fastest TTK close range weapons inside Warzone at the moment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So let's go over the TTKs first, and this is the most important part of this video because that's what we're kind of basing this whole video around. And this is only including the Black Ops 6 SMGs because those are the best ones in the game. If you go through the True Game Data website and try and compare them, they did not buff the Modern Warfare 2 or 3 weapons at all just yet. So we're stuck with these ones for now. So as you can see here, at super close range, the fastest TTK gun is the Compact, followed by the Jackal, then the SOG, then the Tanto, then the AK-74, which is actually an assault rifle, so just bear with me here. We've got the PPSH, C9, and PP919. Now, a lot of people are using the C9 right now, and the reason for that is because the TTKs out to the kind of second range are still relatively consistent. However, I'm going to show you all the best options in this video. So like I said, Compact and Jackal are definitely up there, and the AK-74, as you can see, goes all the way out to 40 meters with 552 milliseconds of a TTK, which is absolutely insane. Now, this is chest shots only. When we do combination shots, now you can see that the AK is just ridiculously good because it's an assault rifle. So the AK is a really solid choice. And again, the Compact still sits there. The C9 is still up there as well. Now here's something no one's talking about, and that is the Grekhova. Now the Grekhova is not all that impressive by itself. As you can see here, it's got a 640 millisecond TTK, but if you run it in a Kimbo, it's very impressive. And the snake shots got nerfed, but these didn't. So if you run these in a Kimbo with the rapid fire mod, you're going to get insanely quick TTKs. And this is chest shots only. Once we do combination shots as well, as you can see here, it's still insanely quick at under 8 meters. So even out further than that, you're not going to be able to use it because it doesn't really have that good recoil. But again, just under 8 meters, if you want to delete people, this is the way to go. Combining this now with the base recoil charts, we've got the AK in the bottom right, which is an assault rifle, and by far the easiest to control out of all these guns. This is the base weapons with all the SMGs, missing out the Grekhova, obviously, because that's only hipfire spread. And the easiest ones to control, I just want to point out the best ones. The C9 is not too bad, and that's the reason why most people like to pick this. Not only is it an MP5, it's got relatively decent recoil, but the overall TTKs are very consistent. The Jackal is one of the easiest to control. The Compact has a vertical recoil pattern, so I'm quite surprised no one's really using this right now. And the SOG and the PPSH are a bit strange. The KSV and the PP919 could be controlled with the correct attachments. So let's quickly fly through the builds now. I don't want to waste too much time on this because we know you've got a lot of grinding to do to unlock all these guns. So first of all, the Grekhova in Akimbo. So of course you want the Akimbo attachment, which is in the stock attachment slot. Fire mods, you want the rapid fire to get the fastest possible TTKs. If you are struggling and you don't mind losing a bit of TTK, you can go recoil springs. But realistically, you just want to be point blank range, barrel stuffing, deleting enemies. You want the steady aim laser for better hipfire spread, and then you also want the extended mags 2, which has got the drum mags on there. It's going to make you move a lot slower, to be fair, so you could go extended mags 1, which is 25 rounds. You get a lot faster movement with this, but you're only going to be able to kill like 1 enemy at a time, so just keep that in mind. You can change that to your personal preference. When it comes to barrel, I do recommend putting on the long barrel to extend out that damage range as far as we possibly can. I think that's definitely going to help you out a ton. Moving on into my SMG build for the AK, and this you definitely need an optic on, so whatever you find is the cleanest, just pick that one. I like the Microflex, I think it is nice, so I'm just going to go with that one. When it comes to the muzzle, you need a compensator on there. You have to have it. There's no way you're using this gun without it, even at range or at close range for that matter. Ranger foregrip is good enough to control the recoil of this weapon, especially for just kind of mid to close range engagements. Extended mags 1, I don't think you need anything bigger than that. 40 rounds is more than enough. This gun packs a lot of punch with each bullet, so you don't need the big drum mags unless you're using this for long range. And then you do want the commando grip on there for the aim down sight, the jumping, the sprint to fire speed, all that good stuff. Now, if you are running an 8 attachment build, you can also put recoil springs on there as well. But for a 5 attachment build, this is absolutely perfect. You don't need anything other than this. Moving on into the actual SMGs now, and this is the Jackal PDW. Compensator, I think, is a must pretty much for most of these guns. Then the Ranger foregrip. You could go with the monolithic suppressor on this one if you really wanted to. It's going to slow down your aim down sight speed. So for most SMGs, I would recommend the standard suppressor. So it's either the standard suppressor or the compensator for this one, because you don't really need the recoil control with the Jackal. It's relatively easy to use. Ranger foregrip, as always, because you get the movement boost. And then extended mags 2, you could go extended mags 1 because 40 rounds is actually a decent amount as well. You do get a bit of more reload speed and movement back in your weapon. Ergonomic grip or quick draw grip, both are pretty solid, to be honest. Pretty much most of these grips are really good, to be honest, whatever one you prefer. And then the balance stock. Now, you have to use the balance stock for the better movement speeds, in my opinion. I think this is probably one of the best attachments for the Jackal. Next up, we've got the C9, and this is one that obviously a lot of people are using right now because essentially it's an MP5. And it's really good, to be honest. Like, there's not too much bad about it, but for me, it feels a bit more inconsistent, just that slightly further ranges. I don't know why I don't like this gun. It just does not feel the same as what the OG MP5 did to me, so I am not a massive fan of this, even though it still is a very good gun and all the stats point towards it. And I do get fried by it quite a lot as well, to be honest, but like I said, me personally, I don't like this gun. The compensator, as always, you do need the compensator on this gun. It helps out a ton. You could go standard suppressor if you really wanted to. Then you want to use the Ranger foregrip, again, for the movement speed. If you want the extra recoil, you could go for the vertical foregrip, but I don't think it's necessary whatsoever. Extended mags 2 is a must on this because it fires really quick. Ergonomic grip or quick draw or whatever your preference is here, you can choose whatever you want, or you could remove this and put something else on, but I do think you need recoil springs on this gun. Without recoil springs, this gun is really hard to use, in my opinion. And last but not least, we have the fastest TTK SMG in the game, and that is the Compact 92. Now, it is ground loot at the moment, so you could probably level it up relatively quickly. In terms of the build, this is the kind of only best build for it. Compensator, you need to use to control the recoil. I don't even recommend a suppressor on this because you need the recoil control. Ranger foregrip to help you with the horizontal and movement speeds. You could actually go vertical on this one, but I think you still kind of need that movement speed. Then the extended mags 3, you have to have extended mags 3 on this thing because it burns through ammo ridiculously quick with the fire rate. Ergonomic grip, you could swap this out for something else. You could swap it out for a laser, an optic, absolutely anything else you want. You can actually swap this out for on this gun in particular anyway. And you can always do a stock, actually. I think that would work really well. I think the best stock for this is the balance stock. So you can swap out that for the balance stock if you wanted. And then recoil springs, again, you do need recoil springs on this gun. Similar to the C9, it has a lot of recoil. So you want to make sure that you try and kind of mitigate that as much as possible. But that is the top 5 close range TTK guns inside Warzone at the moment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, as we will be making more Warzone content. And thank you very much for watching.